put them all exactly on top of one another, only the bilge panels, and they'll drill 4 at once. Why do they have to know what a right angle is?
You have to keep the ends at right angles.
Sorry?
You have to keep the ends at right angles.
Yes, they've got to be together, and if you're not, you'll stuff it, but it will just drill more holes, right? At the end of this, we're going to have 100 holes to drill in. Okay. If you back it up on top and you're clever enough to go at right angles, you can drill 1 hole through 4 sheets at a time. If you don't know what a right angles is, you'll do something like that, and you have the danger of drilling the hole in the bottom sheet in the wrong place. So if you trust one of your team to go down straight through 4 sheets, do it that way. If you don't, go along and drill them individually. So far so good? So now we have gone around and only on the build sheet, all 4 of them, we have marked and drilled them. Alright? Now we're going to join them together with a butt join. Now Dave up here, say thanks Dave, because he's going to save you an enormous amount of work.
Thanks Dave.
We have some joiners. We're actually going to get some glue, and we're going to turn these upside down, because we want our glue join, or our butt join rather, on the inside. We don't want a dirty big lump of plywood on the outside of our canoe. Before we do, we're going to put a mark up the centre. See, that's pretty accurate. And so that we can do that. And I want it in about 5 mil from each side. So we're going to put glue on this, put that on there, put that on there. Now, this bit of plywood is sacrificial, which means we're only doing it for today and we will take it off tomorrow when the glue has set. Okay, this is the top panel. There's a trick here that we'll have to think about. When we're putting this on, it's going to go down low. Does anyone know why that gap's there? Okay, because we're going to put the gunnel or the gunwale on there, and it'll be in our way for the moment. But I'll make sure I come around to you before you actually glue this together. We don't want that stuck to the canoe, so we're actually going to put some plastic underneath it. All right? So the outside, see the scrappy ply? You don't want that on your canoe, do you? So you're going to put some plastic. Now the problem is, you can't see what you're doing. So you've got to make sure that's glued, it's in the right spot, that's glued, it's in the right spot, and then you've got to hold them very, just put your foot on it, put your hand on it, just push that in for me, and you go down the other end and push that in for me. Don't fight each other, just push it together. And you've got to make sure, can you see that nice join there? Almost invisible, right? We don't want something like, especially we don't want something like that. Okay, and kids do it, and we just have to chisel it off and start again. So to the line, slide it together, piece of plastic, piece of ply, pull it down to the bottom, because that's the top, and we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 button hits, and that's how we're going to put all our panels together. So let's see what we've done so far. We've laid out all our panels. We've marked the inside. We're planing and drilling the bilge panels. Then we're going to start assembling our panels. So far so good? Then you better listen to me, because if you get this wrong, you're going to have to scrape all this spewy, horrible stuff out of your canoe and start again. Right, this is glue. It's epoxy glue, which means it has part A and a part B. This one's the resin. You want to call it part A or B?
Resin and hardener.
Okay, resin and hardener. We need 2 squirts of that to 1 squirt of that. Okay, and then we start again, because some people go squirt, 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 squirt. They haven't got a clue what the mix is. We just have to chuck it out. So, when you're mixing glue, don't talk to anyone. Don't think about what's on telly or worry about your phone. If you're mixing glue and nothing else. Okay? The smarter you are, the easier it is to stuff it up, right? Make sure you've got a full pump. So, Number one, a pump all the way down. Right, a pump all the way down. What's my mix so far? Is it right? No, so I've got to come back here and do a pump and stuff. Make sure you give it a really, 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 really good mix, right? Go back and forth, scrape the sides, round and round, till it is really, really well mixed. So you've got about 40 minutes before this is dead. Now you get halfway through, you're running out, use the same cup. As long as you can move the paddle pop stick, you can just keep adding glue. But when you add the glue, 2, 1. We're all happy on that? Right, this is the one thing I cannot fix. If you get the wrong glue mix, it just won't go off. So it must be 2 of those, 1 of those. Now, we also have a powder because this is 2 running. See how it's 2 running? So we're going to use, and we'll get that in a minute, the grey powder, and we put a bit in and mix it, and a bit in and mix it. And we can go from cream to peanut butter. It doesn't really matter. Some of the jobs I'll say you really need thick glue because otherwise it will run off, okay? So that glue's mixed. Yeah, so much to think about. Okay, now, so this plastic, we're going to put it like that, and then we're going to use one of the shorts, and we're going to go from that edge, so about 5 mil, like that. I know we'll slide it together. 3 screws, righto, they'll be buttered up. You all happy so far?
Yep. Right.
Okay.
Screws.
Yep.
Go through here.
They're going to go through that, and into that. Tomorrow we'll take them out of here, and this piece will stay glued on the inside.
All right.
Okay. Now we're going to do a demo on yours.
Nice.
Right? Oh, that's beautiful. Right? You want it like that. Now, how many resin did he use? 2. How many hardener? 1. But he's got a double mix, so he's got 4 resin, 2 hardener. Okay, so now we're using a top panel. You all happy with that? Look how this is the top of the top panel, and I know that because of the angle down like that. We all happy with that? Right, so slide it out. Now, he's going to put some, now these little blocks, there are 2 sizes. For the top panel, you want the smaller one. Can you see he's put a pencil line down the middle? And the beveled edge is the good edge, so we want that down. This is the outside, okay? This is going to be part of our canoe. Righto, smearing time. Have about half an hour before the glue will start going off. So once you start, don't muck around. Just make sure you're going right to the edge. Like that. Okay. Good. Now, you can't see his pencil line. So we want it about halfway. Now I want this to be at the bottom of the top panel. So I'm about halfway there.
Oh,
just in a little bit. That's the wrong, that's all right, it's all right. Okay, now hang on a sec. We want to butter up a bit more in here so we fill up that end grain. Now slide that one in. Okay. Now you can just put those underneath for a minute, just to get a better angle. Right, so we've pushed that in as close as we can get and check top and bottom that it is well and truly in. Now we don't want that glue, so we'll just get rid of that. Plastic over the top, little short one at the bottom, that's it. No, right down here, good. Now one member of the team push gently in there and somebody push gently up there, so we keep these together. Righto. Now, drill, have we got it? There we go, driver. Whoa, he's got the big machine here. You don't need a rattle gun, but it helps. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Go. Whoa, beautiful. Okay. Where my fingers are.
Do one at a time.
Yep. Now just do one side because we've already knocked it out of alignment.
Yeah, that's not bad.
We don't drill any holes with this, we just torture it, right? Straight in. If you're going to use naughty words, do it silently.
I'm videoing.
That's it. Go. Good, that's enough. Clean this out. The cleaner you work, the better your canoe will be. So clean all that out, put it back in. Right, now there is a panel ready to go. I check now. Let's move your bum, please. Okay. Don't worry if it's a bit offset, that won't affect it. As long as I don't have a big gap. Now we want to get that about the middle, which is about there. Now I'm going to drill a hole there and there, there and there. You have to hold that, Mum and Lou. It's all right.
Yeah, let's just
It's all right. Okay, now one through here. I'm fairly close. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. That's all. Good. Straight down. Yep. Right, matching one up there. Right, cable tie from the inside out, back up, pull tight.
Someone's got the bag.
A hole about there, and we're going to put a loose cable tie, and then at the other end the same and a loose cable tie, which means not ripped up hard. Pull it apart, check the ends, have we got it up the right way? We have. Go that way, go in there. Now, next step. Now we want somebody to, now that's got to be in line with the bottom panel, like that. And then we want to put a screw from the outside into this. But we want to make sure that they are lined up first. Did that make sense? Oh, about there somewhere. But look, now you've got to look down this way here.
Yep.
And about the middle here.
Okay.
So you get in line.
So I'm actually going to have to go for our scrap plate, is that alright?
Yeah, doesn't matter. Mightn't be long enough, but we'll see how we go. Isn't this fun, eh? You could be at home playing the Xbox or something horrible, shouldn't you? I tried to get that. Now, because it's very difficult to hold this together.
Yeah.
Right, now come together. Yeah.
Or if you say clamps in.
Now get it 5 mil down. This is called the cheating clamp.
We'll get it cheating.
Okay, now bring them up because they're not level yet.
That's that.
Yeah. Just move your hand.
I reckon
Okay.
because these won't meet each other unless you pull out.
Keep pulling them together, Noah. Do you want to pull this side together as well? Noah, lean over and pull someone. Yep, pull that side. Pull it really hard. That's it.
Okay, now I want to lift these up a bit. That's good. That's good. A bit higher still. Woo, there you go. Okay, they're about level. That one's
Quick
not.
cut.
So bring that up a bit. Get them level. You can see these guys cut that a bit too long.
Oh, we can trim it off later.
We will. Okay, let's get a. We'll have to drill it off now. Okay, screw in here. You're supposed to do the clean hand.
Josh,
Who's
do
the
it.
clean-handed drill man? Round this side, mate.
This side first.
We're going to have to take this off because we're going to have to get rid of that. It's too.
We can't just cut it off while it's in there.
Yeah.
Screw it in.
Actually, we will. Yes, and then we'll take the screw back out. That's all right.
Just push on the end.
Good. Now go around here, and we don't have to worry about this too tight for a moment. Now that is looking excellent. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to get a clamp and every cable tie. So we start in the middle here, and the problem is that our
How many clamps do we have?
No, we're not.
they only need
Holding-
you
holding-
will
holding.
be, but one at a time. So we clamp it there, put a button head in, and then go and do that until we work our way a full length along, right?
So
First again.
So screws go from
Button head
the
in
inside.
line with that
Oh,
from the
button
inside
head,
out.
okay.
Yep, button head. You'll need 100.
Yeah, with that, are you working anywhere particularly? Do you start in the middle?
I do, because then it's usually, this is matched up beautifully, because as long as this is level or below, and we'll plane off what's left. Because we've got two different woods, it's almost impossible to get them to sit perfectly. So what we go is go for 5 mil up and plane it off later. Okay? But the big problem is that this has actually worked better than we normally get. There's usually a big gap under there that you've got to plant out. Okay? Right.
We're off work. We're off duty. We're off duty. We're off duty.
No, this is looking really good. Very pleased. What I would do, see right up the end, I'd put another cable tie right through just to pull that in like that.
Yes.
So just
Down the bottom, yeah.
just go through from the side, right through, and underneath and over top of that one. See how you can pull that in a bit tighter?
Yep.
Right, so get that in too.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
There's some cable ties.
Where's the drill?
Push your hand, okay, kick it. Now, put a cable tie right through, so you're going above and below that bit, and pull it up as much as you can. That's it.
Oh, you got
And
one.
just pull them together. Right, pull it up tight.
There you go.
Pick it up a bit more. That's better. Okay, and we'll get rid of. We always have to fill that knuckle with glue. That's fine. But see that one there could be doing with tightening up too, because you don't want to hold that big if you can avoid it. Through below this surface. Okay, and we'll put a little glue over it. All right, that's it. So go round now and countersink all those, and then pass it on to another turn.
Ready? Yep.
Block that off. We're going to put a piece of wood across it like that, a little piece of timber, a nose cut. Now we want it to be at right angle, so we put a little mark here. Happy there?
Yeah.
Right? And then we just get the saw and put it along there. Draw a line up there. Now we've got to come back enough. Even if we come back here, it won't matter, because we've got to get a flat surface to glue to. So we come back here and I want to look down on the top of that and get a right angle. We happy with that?
Yeah.
So I'll have to come back to about there. So I look down, mark one eyeball, bit of a line, and then I should be able to cut that down, and I stop here, just underneath the gunnel. Okay, so I just get my thumb up there, come down, and cut that piece off. And when I get down to there, I just put a little cut in there, like that, so I can take that little bit out, and I should have a nice flat piece right across. You all happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I want 4 of resin, 2 of hardener, and 2 little scoops of powder. Who reckons they can do that for me? Go. You've got 30 seconds to be back again. Now,
Time starts now.
okay, get over here where you can hear and see. We are going, first of all, to undercoat or prime all our joints. I can see a back of a head here. Kick that fella behind you because he's not looking. Get over here and watch, please. Lock one. Now, I want you first of all to do a priming coat. And the priming coat will be runny glue. What will it be? Runny. You're going to use one of these, and you are going to paint between the joins, and I want that glue to run right through. And now we will find whether you have taped your seam or not, because you'll have a soggy sock if you haven't, because your foot's underneath. Okay? So if you've got glue dribbling in your foot, you know you haven't taped the seam. So the first coat, we are going to go along with this little brush, and we're going to coat this join, and I want to see it run right through. How's he going? His 30 seconds is up. It's nice and runny?
Yeah.
I hope it's runny. Good. Okay, so it's a nice runny one. Now this, I want this to go, this could actually be thinner than this. So I want it to prime there. Look how I filled that seam already. Can you see that? So what we'll make it is 4 resin, 2 hardener, and one of these. See one of these? A scoop of powder. You just want a little bit. I want it nice and runny. So I want to go and fill those. See the holes where that what is it? Cable tie is. Dribble some glue on it. Fill that hole in now. See how it's going to, now it'll soak in though. You all happy so far?
Yep.
Right. Now with your team effort, so you go and do the whole thing, and if it sticks up a bit like that, that's okay. You're going to do that. Now you're also going to go across here. And what we're doing is, this wood is very dry and it's a warm day, so this wood is going to go and suck up the first layer of glue. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. And everywhere on your canoe, everywhere where one bit of ply hits another, or one bit of ply hits another, I want to join with glue. So far so good?
Yep.
We're also going to do up in the end. So somebody with a skinny hand needs to go right up in the end from the very top and glue all the way down. Now here, it'll run. So you've got to just keep doing this until it stops running. Have we got that? Yep. Okay. Now, when you've used that up, you all had a look? Have you all had a look? That's what I want. If it drops off there, it is too runny. Because when you start doing up here, it's just going to go bloop down in the bottom of your canoe, right? So we want that to stay where we put it. These paddle pop sticks are good. I've also got some little bits of wood over there. There are lots of ordinary paddle pop sticks. Now, I'll see if I can do a reasonable join for you. So it has to be primed first. Look how it's sunk down in that hole there. See that? I know that's gone right through to the other side of my canoe. That's what I'm after. So now I get some glue, and this, you'll need to have some practice at this. And all you're going to do is just spread it along. Now I've also got some spoons. Have a look on that table. There should be some white plastic spoons over in the back corner somewhere. Right. Now you will need to have a practice at this, but I want to fill that like that. I want to go out to the pencil line. You might, sometimes these work better. You can see which works best for you. And some people then get this brush and do that over the top and get a better one by doing that. Okay, you will have to have a little practice with it to see what works best for you. I can never get spoons to work. You might, no, it's not going to work for me. No, definitely not going to work for me. Okay, I'd stick to this. Oops, wrong stick. Did you see how thick it is?
Yep.
So priming coat first, then come back and fill it in. And you need to have 2 containers going. So you get it like that. And you might get a mate to come back over the top. You don't want it too runny, and he or she finishes off nice and smooth. You all happy with that?
Yep.
Now, this one here is going to, if I prime that, not very well. You just prime it. So I've given that a prime, got that glue in there. Good help here. Now, fill that one in the same. You must prime first. You can go a little thicker than that. And somebody can come back over it then. You can have primers, footer-oners, finisher-offers. All right? And we're going to see who can get the best seams. Now, when you do it up in the end there, can I have my priming coat, please? Thank you. Now this one's a pain in the neck. What we usually do is stand the canoe up on its end. Okay, and it's a hell of a lot easier to do it. But with this many people, somebody's going to drop it on your head. So I'd suggest you just get somebody skinny who goes right up in there, and I mean right up in there, and jams that in like that, and then gets a blob, and you've got to push it right up in there, right up in, and if I'll know you've got enough when you can do your stick that way and it's filled right to where the stick touches, okay? Because when you drop your canoe off a roof rack, it always lands on this part here, which is called the knuckle, and it's the most fragile part of your canoe, so we want plenty of glue there. Everywhere else, we don't want any more. You can see down the bottom. And while you're working, excuse me, a wonderful sentence, you've got 5,000 holes in your canoe, haven't you? Yep. So you can have one person with an ordinary paddle pop stick and a nice stick miss. When you're out of the way here, it just goes along and just wipes it off. See how much glue I used? Same down here. A little bit. There's a question coming up. Angela, go for it.
Do we need to pull like the glue here?
Sorry?
Do we need
Now, a good question. If you want to, and that's a nasty sharp edge, you can actually fill that in. Use a paddle pop stick for this. You don't need anything very big.
without primer?
Sorry?
Do we need a primer?
Probably not for that one, okay? You must prime the seams.
What about this one?
Go on, what about that one? What's your question?
Do we have to cut this down first?
No. No cutting of, no cutting of, that's right. What you can do, bang. So, have I covered everything?
Yep.
Prime your join, hang on a sec. Prime up in there. Have a look at, look where it landed.
Nice shot.
Okay, it's got to be that thick, all right, or it will just fall off your canoe. Are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, take your time.
Are we going to cut as well?
Yeah.
Oh no, otherwise I'll cut you.
Okay, I'm gonna come clean that side.
If you look at that one over there, it's more common to do the inside clear and the outside. But you don't have to do that.
Most people do good jobs. Most people.
Now, look at all this here. A bit of fly or something to do. Listen, don't mix such big glue mixers. Right? Hey, go back and mix some more. When you finish the inside, you can do the gunnels as well, and particularly the top of the plywood.
Oh yeah,
Because
guys,
it
you
gives
need
you a
to
chance
fill it
to
up here.
seal all that in.
Guys,
Yeah.
you need to put gaps like where there's gaps up here.
Are there many?
Yeah, once we've done